Alright, I got y'all another one. Yes. Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another YouTube video. My name is JSalty. Don't forget the J, and don't forget to get a little salty. If you don't know me, let me introduce myself. I am the light-skinned wizard, the light-skinned therapist, the light-skinned mystic and take your bitch, and just a light-skinned nigga in general. If you don't know me now, you know me. And for today's video, we're gonna be reacting to Gen Z's obsession with violence. So you already know we're in a pandemic where all these young niggas, Gen Z, all these motherfuckers just want to be able to be tough, doing dumb shit. Bro, that whole trend where niggas was taking shit from the school bathroom. I wasn't even in school when that shit happened, and that was crazy.
Imagine this scenario. You wake up for work at 7:15 a.m. to get ready, have to deal with an hour worth of traffic because road infrastructure in America is designed by people, I presume, who have never drove a car. You manage to make it just in time for your shift at 9. You work at the movie theater. All you have to do is make sure people have the right movie ticket and sweep the floor. You walk into one of the theaters as two final words are uttered from a movie. And proceed to get hit by 10 popcorn bugs with the force of a Boeing 737. The Minecraft chicken jock.
Bro, that shit was crazy. Yo, when was it Endgame or Infinity? I don't remember. I think it was in Infinity War. Bro, when Infinity War or Endgame? I don't remember. It was one of those. I worked in the movie theater. Whatever movie came out in this, whatever. Every time a Marvel movie came out, I used to work in the movie theater. Every time a Marvel movie came out, bro, I would go in the movie theater and just see popcorn all over the floor, popcorn in the seats and shit. But hey, one time these kids trashed the movie theater, put popcorn all over the aisle. It was aisle C. I remember this shit. I see that there was $40 cash, and I pocket that shit, and they came back and they said, and then they came back to the same site I saw where all that popcorn was on the floor. They're like, "Have you seen my money?" Nah. That's what you get.
Rocky incidents are just one of many trends that Gen Z has done, which has related to things such as vandalism, general violence, and harassment. And I'm here to answer the question of
why are you touching that? Whoa.
One of many trends that Gen Z has done, which has related to things such as vandalism.
Like, you see how he hesitated too when he tried to put his hand in? He was like, nah.
General violence and harassment. And I'm here to answer the question of why is Gen Z so violent? But before I start, that whole question can be answered pretty quickly. Some of you might be confused by the title because according to statistics, Gen Z overall is actually the generation with the lowest rate of violent crime ever recorded of any youth of a generation. And we're actually over 60% lower than baby boomers were at our ages. So take that, you old f***. And now that I know about this, it's funny when I'm walking by grandma, she starts to clutch her purse. Like, I should be the one.
You know what it is, and this is my theory when it comes to all this like Gen Z and stuff like this. Like my parents, and they always on me about it. All I'm saying is that this shit been happening, but now that we have access to the internet, it's just we're seeing shit in different areas of what this happened, where stuff. So now I would say, yeah, maybe it's less, but now that we have access to the internet over exaggerates what it is, basically. Like over exaggerates anything. Like you can be in a city that the crime was worse back then and the crime's not as bad, but the internet, you could post one video of city, it could be the most amazing gated community neighborhood, and one bad thing, a lady gets her purse robbed, and all of a sudden that shit's been posted on the internet. They'll never go to that city, that's just dangerous, and then they look at us like we crazy. It's really just the internet. It's not us, bro. Well, it is us, but it's also the internet.
Clutching my purse, your generation was 60% more violent than us. So even though traditional violent crimes are way lower with us, we have way more of a psychological violence and mental violence. Just like I mentioned at the start of this video, one of our things is dangerous challenges. Growing up seeing these crazy challenges every year on YouTube did not help us develop well.
But this shit was crazy.
The first time I saw someone doing
that was
a
crazy.
salt and ice challenge and thought how wild it was. If only they could see what we have now. People were intentionally burning their skin off for views and likes. And when you're a kid, you soak up things like a sponge. Because I don't know why, but my friends in the neighborhood gathered around to do it and see who could last the longest. They tried to offer me to join in. Like, I like my sexy caramel skin being intact. I'm good off that. So us growing up with this mentality, of course nowadays we're gonna come up with dumb challenges and and try to do it for views, which the Gen Alphas shall grow up and carry the tradition on after us. But on TikTok for us, it's gotten notably worse. I don't know if it's just because TikTok can generate easy ass views for almost anyone. Usually the challenges back then were absolutely brain dead, but at least it was just harming yourself. The next stage we've reached is harming others. The time I visibly remember things starting to change was with the devious lick challenge.
Bro, we were just year, so oh my god, wasn't I just talking about this shit?
Oh, luckily I wasn't in high school anymore to witness that bullshit. But we casually made robbery a trend and funny. I feel like in other generations, they would have just been too scared to have the audacity to do something like this off being arrested. And being scared to be put on the local news and having all their friends and family laugh at them and make fun of them for it. Also, some of y'all may not know, but the devious...
Like, realistically, if there's no access to the internet and people were just doing... Like, people were probably doing this way more without the internet. People probably see, like, smart people see the internet and be like, damn, now that it got cameras everywhere, we can't do shit.
Lick trend, yeah, they brought this whole trend back. Instead of now destroying school bathrooms and vandalizing them, they're taking school Chromebooks and annihilating them.
What? I don't see this on my For You page. Oh, god damn. Oh, god damn.
Come on.
If some of these high schoolers don't have a plan to go to college or get any future employment, but they're literally posting these videos on their personal accounts. You would think they would make burners so their school doesn't catch who's doing it, but you can search them on TikTok, Chromebook durability test yourself, and see how many of these high schoolers are doing it on their personal accounts. Then of course we got challenges like the Skull Breaker challenge and the Penny Outlet challenge. A lot of this is just for views, but there is another aspect to it in my opinion. I think what Gen Z really likes compared to other generations is the watching of people doing violent things. And this all stems from one place where everything on the internet links to. For demonetization.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. When me and my cousin Kyle, bro, if y'all niggas don't know Kyle, bro, I did a video with him. But listen, yo, me and him were like, and we were mad. We were young. We were probably like 9, 10, 13, like 10 years old, 9 years old. And we was in my dad's room because my dad had the game in it. And like where the game is, my game system, bro. Bro, we sitting there. I had like this toy truck on the bed, and I just threw it off the bed. Mind you, my dad's at work right now. I throw the toy truck off the bed, bro, and my cousin like, yo, starts laughing. So we start trashing the whole room because we found it hilarious. We were like, oh, this is funny. Let's do it. Until my dad came home and literally almost beat the shit out of both of us and then punched a hole in his door. Yeah, and then we thought that was even funnier. We found destruction funny. If we saw a nigga fall down the stairs, we found that funny. And causing it too, but like we learned quick to not cause it. So we just found other people doing destruction funny.
Reasons I can't fully say it, and I don't know if I can. It rhymes with lore, and scroll on IG Reels about 5 times and you'll probably see it. The impact content has had on Gen Z is bigger than people think. There's probably a 90% chance anybody watching this in Gen Z has seen a video intentionally or unintentionally. Before YouTube cracked down on it, you could casually see it on here. And there was always that one kid in school who would go around and try to show people weird videos like that. Those type of dudes were definitely school threats.
I was in elementary school, bro, and this one kid had access to a Samsung, like an old Samsung device. Bro, the nigga came up to me and I was at the playground, bro. I don't know how he got his phone, but he came up to me. He's like, yo, bro, look what I discovered. That was the first time I saw rated R content.
Seeing these type of videos in general is bad for you, but for somebody with a growing mind seeing it, it's even worse. Which is why I think it's an aspect of us being obsessed with dangerous trends. We're so desensitized to us, it don't even matter anymore. I don't think humans were meant to see this much violence in our lifetime. In past generations, you couldn't casually see this stuff. I genuinely think if something like 9/11 happened nowadays, people would probably forget after a week when another catastrophic event happens and start posting brain rot memes of the Twin Towers. Shows back then used to get in deep trouble when they made a joke about 9/11. It took multiple years for shows and movies to start making jokes because they knew the public would tear them up. But nowadays you'll have a bunch of people in the comments typing, oh man, TS funny as hell, keep it up, gang. I know not everyone in our generation is like that. A lot of us know when the right time is to make a joke and when it isn't. Looking at IG Reel comments though shows you the other side of people who don't know and don't care.
Yo, it's really just like the younger people in the Gen Z, because I'm Gen Z, I'm turning 22 this year. It's really the people that are Gen Z that are still in high school.
IG Reels to me is like the kick of short.
Like my brother, he
content.
15,
People will
16.
say comments that isn't even formed as a joke, and people die laughing at it. Going back to the
My
challenges,
humor bad too,
maybe
especially
this
when
isn't
I'm
the
high.
end all be all for the challenges. Recently, the ice bucket challenge started making its comeback, and that's what I want to see more of. Like, let's bring back the wholesome challenges on the internet. Our generation's obsession with serial killers too is also a weird thing. The fact that serial killers be having lines of women ready for them is such a weird concept to me. I just want just once for them to be released and manage to marry one of these fans and have all the fangirls with the Pikachu shock face when he ends up stabbing her while she's sleeping. I don't know what they think is gonna happen, but it's not gonna be a honeymoon. One notable incident from our generation of this serial killer obsession we can't forget is Jeffrey Dahmer. Specifically when the show reenacting his life released on Netflix. You see, Jeffrey Dahmer already had fangirls back in the 90s when he first got locked up, sending him all their money and gifts and their nudes. Sending a gay man your nudes as a woman has got to be the biggest intentional airball.
Hell no.
I would say a majority of Gen Z did know about Jeffrey Dahmer, but a lot of people didn't. So when Netflix released this show and it went #1, he got introduced to a whole new generation on the mainstream. And as they always say, history repeats itself. TikTok was flooded with simp edits for him. They took no time immediately making edits of him on TikTok.
Didn't know. Till I die, all these lollies call me rubbing on her die.
TikTok had to go on a spree deleting a bunch of these edits after they were going viral. And you could see a bunch of women in the comments talking about he's so dreamy and kind-hearted. I say we f around and let them find out. Oh wait, we can't because he's dead. Even killers in our generation are getting simped over. In 2021, a guy named Cameron Herron got sentenced to 24 years in prison. The reason was because he was speeding and hit a mom with her daughter, killing them on the spot. One of the most heartless things you can do. And just like Jeffrey Dahmer, they were making edits of Cameron.
That is crazy.
They went as far to even make a petition for him to be released that got 22,000 signatures on it. I'm not gonna lie, I never want to hear women say men are more down bad when like this exists. Would men do the same if a similar thing happened with a woman that looked good? Absolutely, 100%. It'd probably be actually double the amount of signatures. But that shows we really equal for real. Gen Z just likes to obsess over any
Niggas is running in the crib, bro. I'm trying to record, bro.
danger in any aspect, like music too. Bro, I'll never forget when every rapper started rocking a shiesty in 2020. Everyone and their mother were running to the store to buy them. The shiesty hit the social media streets like crack. If you grew up around typical YNs, you already saw them rocking it before it became popular. So to me, it was funny growing up and seeing it go from purely hood wearing them to Billy from Utah with a loving family. Some people really don't know how big the reach is. As y'all know, I was in Japan for about 2 weeks this past month. Go follow on like the IG post, by the way, because I'm looking sexy. And I can't make this up. I seen a fully Japanese guy wearing a shiesty and sagging in Tokyo. The only gang you've been fighting is the Hit and Leave village, man. Take that off. Out of rap, our generation takes the most dangerous aspects and tries to emulate it. It can't be that lyrical because people call that corny. You pull up to the function rapping like Eminem and people are just gonna die laughing at you. Gangster rap from the past versus now doesn't even come close. Back then, the most you had was 50 Cent and you knew his lore and how he grew up in the streets. People thought they were leading the hood when listening to Many Men. But nowadays, you got whole documentaries on rappers who are admitted serial killers. King Von becoming so big has got to be an indicator that our generation is really obsessed with violence. Everybody who listened to him
That's a fact.
Damn well this man was dropping.
You know his music good as hell.
And that's what added to the appeal for our generation. Okay, it has always been a thing in rap where people ask, is the rapper really living what they rap? Which I think people are starting to care less about and more care about if the song is just good. I think us losing some of the biggest rappers to this violence kind of made it and put us off. I remember when Lil Tecca was breaking down his song lyrics and making sure people know he's not actually on any of that type of shit. Honestly, it felt refreshing and was hilarious to watch.
I got 2 twin Glocks, turn you to a dancer. I don't have no straps for nobody. I don't got no straps.
But people still want to feel the real thing, and I think that's what King Von did. The whole YN culture taking over in general shows me our generation also just wants to obsess over violence just because. I know hella people make fun of Cardi.
People want to act tough and shit like that because they want to be able to, you know, they think that shit is cool until they realize and they learn the hard way. Hell no.
Listeners and the average King Carson fan, Destroy Lonely, whatnot. But I'd rather Billy from Utah obsess over Cardi and try to act mysterious than Billy from Utah obsess over King Von and him be a young boy. Like, bro, the top enemy to black people in America is the YN because it makes the whole community look bad. And the fact that it's the most glorified on social media is a blow to the face. Because you'll have the old white people looking at their grandkids and them reenacting Murder on My Mind and blaming everyone that's black for it, even though most black people don't even like them either. I just imagine them waking up one morning and seeing their bundle of joy in their front yard recording a music video like this.
Oh, this nigga. But people like this just are easily smackable.
You say you crazy, can you see me and you do nada? Yeah, you do nada, 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 nada thing. Yeah, I keep my head level heavy, walking through the rain. Walking through the rain. You don't understand why I fall liquor on this fucking chain. Yeah, I try to ski and put my hoodie up and bust a flame. I remember walking, taking buses, now I'm on the plane. You had your
So anyways, that's everything
Oh,
overall.
nah.
Let me know how violent y'all are in the comments. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. As always, I love you guys consensually. And until next time, I'm out.
That was a fire video. That was a fire video. Damn, I gotta stretch. I don't know. I'm always stretching, Chad. But listen. Do your own thing. Don't do things for views. Don't try to be cool. Listen, bro. If you see people in your school trying to destroy the bathroom and stuff like that, please don't don't risk getting expelled just to try to get views and stuff like that. There's other ways to do it, chat. I've done it. You guys can do it too. I'm out though. Make sure to like this video. Make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Instagram. And make sure to follow me on Twitch, guys. I'll be live Monday through Friday through 5 o'clock to God knows when. All right, guys. I'm out.
Alright, free all baby, man. This one from the heart. My day ones are angels, 120 degrees and threes work all angles. My brother died early, got his halo. My name is Sex and then I can't go.